Alright people, welcome back to the House of the Vinci 3. This is Alexander04 and I'll give you a quick run-up of what had happened in the previous video. Now in the previous video we had just stolen the Grandmaster amulet of the Ordo Istutialis. And actually I have been wondering though, what exactly does the name Ordo Istutialis mean exactly? So I just wanted to ask you guys that if you guys could just figure it out, since of course it sounds rather Latin to me. So if you guys figure out the meaning, then I can actually please let me know about it in the comment section. And if you guys do that, I'd be very happy to know. And so yeah, after stealing the amulet, we quickly left. We probably might have left Rome, and of course, God only knows where we are now, so let's see what happens next. So we just left Rome, as I said, past Firenze or Florence, and back to northern Tuscany. Also, we basically just returned to Luca's villa. Not too shabby. I read it. Yeah. The Angelus bells caught me off guard, but the goal was almost within my reach. I needed to trust Luca to buy me a little more time from the uncompromising Pope Julius II. After getting the amulet, the whole journey back to the waiting room was a blur in my memory. Not surprising though, when you're actually worried and anxious about getting there in time, how you get back to how you get there honestly is kind of a blur. It happens, don't worry. But I still hear the mysterious voice in my head, key to the gate to the Temple of Wisdom, the most well-guarded secret of the Order of Justice. Its fate is now in your hands, Your Excellency. Okay, I don't remember you guys remember hearing that in the previous video. And surely it's not mentioned in any of these scripts at all. I breathlessly settled into the waiting room seat just moments before Luca and the Pope arrived. The Pope eventually dismissed us with a stern look, and I couldn't shake the feeling that he suspected something. Oh, he knew. He knew something was up. Well, either way, we're still far away from Rome now, and now we're in northern Tuscany, so, too late for that, I suppose. The villa looks different, though.
I never saw anything like this before.
Neither have I, sir.
Craftsmanship.
I know, right?
I think even the best jewelers in Florence would have a hard time making something of this quality.
I know, sir.
Except this is no simple jewellery. And it is obvious that Borgia doesn't want it just because it would look good on his neck.
Yes, our dear Duke.
Right, we forgot about him.
It is clear he'll try and get his hands on the amulet no matter what. We can't forget about the terrible situation he's in and the resolve with which he wants to solve it.
So now what, sir?
And that is one of the reasons why he can never get the amulet. It is the key opening the gate of the Temple of Wisdom.
Like literal
the
key?
original time machine, which was once raised in Castle del Monte by Frederick II.
Oh.
The gate might have been destroyed during the Pope's army attack. Time travel might just be able to get us to the past, before that happened.
We will use your time machine to take us to a point before the gate's destruction.
Exactly.
Very well. And do we have any idea where the Order took the time machine?
Everything points to the fact that after they took it from Badia Forientina, it was moved to their residence in Castle del Monte.
Oh.
And since from the Vatican we know about a secret passage which could take us inside without notice, I think we should make our way there.
Even though we don't have the second glove? Didn't you say we needed all 3 ampules with the liquid from your inventions to get into the time when the gate was still standing?
Right?
Maybe we could make a deal with the Duke after all.
Sir, what told
Make a
you?
deal with Borgia? What are you thinking, friend? I know him for quite a while. But if you don't believe me, try reading what Machiavelli wrote about him.
Who's Machiavelli?
There can be no fair deal with the Duke. And our last attempt to outsmart him almost ended with Giacomo's death.
Yeah, he almost tried to kill me, by the way. Let's not forget that. So what do we do now, sir?
No, As I said, we will set out for Castle Del Monte. I think there is quite a big chance that at the time the Order did not give me all the ampules with mysterious liquid. Where else would they keep it if not at their residence?
I see.
Sure, it's a risk, but odds are still better than negotiations with Borgia.
If you say so, sir.
Don't be angry, Leonardo. As a servant of God, it is my duty to look for the better in people, and doing my best to find a peaceful solution. But the decision how to do this is, of course, yours.
It's fine, Luca, I understand. But please, trust me in this. We should not linger. We need to prepare for the journey so we can...
Guess they're still here.
Who's that?
Let's have a break.
I saw a light in the windows. I'll have a look from the bridge. You search the courtyard.
Oh
I have
no.
nowhere to run.
Borgia is here. The door, quickly.
Oh no. Sir, what are we gonna do now? Why is he here?
I think I found her, my lord.
Well, this is a pickle.
Yes, sir.
Was it just my imagination? Or the one with Borgia was the good friend of yours from the Bald Lady?
How did they even get here anyway? It's a long journey from Rome, right?
Marco, that cur.
May the Lord forgive me.
Is this how you welcome weary travelers? That's not very Christian of you. I thought one of you was a monk.
I think it is prudent to stay behind a locked door when an armed traveler tries to break in.
I came for the amulet. It is definitely not in your interest to make me wait. Give it to me now. Oh, don't be afraid. I remember our deal. I have the glove. You can keep it for a while. Just until you make the modifications needed so it takes me to the gate to the Temple of Wisdom. After that, I'll take it back if you don't mind.
That's not what he told me.
That doesn't sound as our deal at all. You're acting like a common brigand, Duke.
Ugh. He's trying to break it, sir.
You want me to act like a brigand? I can do that. Open these doors or I'll break them down. This is your last chance.
What do we do now, sir?
Well, that was about a peaceful solution. Luca, any other ideas?
I might have.
What is it, sir? Go on.
It's not looking good for us, but we have two advantages over those rogues. First, there is another exit which they don't know about yet. And second, Giacomo has the miraculous device Leonardo made.
Ah,
And the
yeah.
Duke cannot defend against something he has no clue about.
Yeah, you're
You are
right.
right, Luca. I almost forgot about Oculus Perpetua. Use it, Giacomo. If you flank them, you will surely find a way to take them out of commission. Maybe you could use the cart by the well in the garden.
Sure.
And if they're trying to break the door, they must be standing right in the middle of the tracks.
No worries, sir.
You had your chance, but you squandered it. Do not expect me to find any mercy for you after this.
Mercy my foot.
Find something to use as a battering ram and take care of this door. If you're quick, I might be generous.
Generous my foot, by the way. We are not going to give it to you. Sir, please don't worry. You just keep the door battered up, okay? I'll be right back. I'll save everyone. Now, if I do this quickly... This is the exit that Luca was talking about. House of Luca Pacioli. We managed to retrieve the amulet and left Rome in a hurry, for it was only a matter of time before Julius II's suspicions turned to certainty, and the papal guard came looking for us. Yeah, if the papal guard practically apparently found us, I'm pretty sure they would have just declared us heretics of the church and finally executed us, I suppose. We went back to Luca's house and started talking about how to proceed. There, Leonardo presented us with his ambitious plan to destroy the gate once and for all. Borgia and members of Ordo Iustitialis had brought to him then incomplete plans for a grand time machine, an artifact referred to in the chronicle as the Gate to the Temple of Wisdom. But then the original gate had long since been destroyed, and no one in the Order knew how to restore it. Leonardo was the only one who could even partially understand its secrets, creating a replica of it in the Badia Fiorentina tower. Oh, so that's the whole thing we actually saw in the first game of this trilogy. So that portal, the time machine was basically the so-called gate to the Temple of Wisdom that is mentioned by this Order then. So that's the whole idea. Sounds a lot like a cult, don't you think? In fact, or if you look at it that way, Order Istitalis is rather a cult. And to think that it has been been here for 43 years. The replica had some limitations compared to the original gate. It allowed travel through time for only a short distance, and it took both a lot of energy and a catalyst in the form of a liquid derived from the remnants of the original gate. That is the 3 amperes of liquid Leonardo was talking about, the one he put in the glove that he had when he jumped into the time machine in the first game, of course. The one that I had, which he gave it to me in the one that I had in the glove that he left for me in the first game again. And finally, and the last one, there's Oculus Perpetua. Pretty ingenious, Leonardo. So in a way, you were just creating a fail-safe catalyst type, the composition of which he was never able to decipher. Some of the fluid was inserted into both of Leonardo's gloves and the miraculous Oculus Perpetua. Hey guys, I just realized something. I just had an epiphany, like a sudden realization. Like, the way the Oculus Perpetua is working the way it is right now, do you guys actually believe that the reason we're able to travel into the past by creating a mini portal of ourselves and changing the past to influence the present, don't you guys think that's because of the last ampere of liquid that he had built inside of it? Surely that must have been something else, right? So Leonardo's replica was acquired by the Order and apparently taken back to their hidden residence, the Castel del Monte. But according to Leonardo, it's not enough merely to destroy his creation, because sooner or later someone might rebuild it, and with a time machine in his possession, he would gain unlimited power. Alright, that seems interesting enough, so what do we do about it then? The only option is to combine the fluid from all the master's inventions, which would make it possible to create a catalyst powerful enough to transport us to the time before the original gate was destroyed. Also, so that means that we are able to we have to use the replica, combining the 3 ampules from his inventions, the Oculus Perpetua and the gloves that he made. We can use the replica of the time machine to travel back in time to when the gate was in good shape and before it was destroyed, that means to say. Sorry, I just drank a little bit of tea, so so as I was saying, if we go back in time, we can easily be able to destroy that original time machine from existence, wipe it out from history. In doing so, we'd be creating an alternate timeline, because everything that has happened was all because of that only, right? If you look at it that way. The only option is to combine the fluid from all the master's inventions, which would make it possible to create a catalyst powerful enough to transport us to the time before the original gate was destroyed. We could then use its power for a much deeper time jump, at the end of which it would be necessary to find a way to destroy the gate completely and ensure that Frederick II and Order Istitalis never finds it. Yeah, see that this is written here, at the end of which it would be necessary to find a way to destroy it, right? We enter the gate, we enter the replica, we go through this replica of this gate over here, or the replica time machine Leonardo made, go back to the time when the original time machine was functioning properly, and then destroy it so that it doesn't exist anymore. So that would mean that no Luca Pacioli, no encounter with Borgia, and especially no Ordo Istitalis then. All of that would never exist. Man. This is like that complicated. I never knew. Of course, I mean, if you do alter, scientifically speaking, if you do alter the fabric of space and time, the fabric which is especially the part of the past, the part that is the past events that are literally connected to the present and the future events, then of course it's bound to change the way how time has come. It's like how you actually like change everything. Like you apparently make a bridge, but then there's a faulty. It's like make a building. There's a faulty brick, so that's why you replace it. I suppose, maybe something like that. One of the things Leonardo noticed when he studied the original machine plans was that the time passage also required a catalyst, something much cleaner and something more perfect than the one Leonardo has at his disposal until now. An amulet passed down from generation to generation by the Grand Masters of Ordo Iustilis, an amulet that Borgia told us had no real use. Yeah, he kind of lied to us then. Oh, there he is. Yeah, they're trying to break him in. I should hurry. I don't think the door can take it much longer. And of course, I can't go there. They would surely notice me. Maybe I can try it. Oh. Well, use the Oculus Perpetua and go back to, of course, the same night, of course. To the night when I arrived here, that is to say. This is it. If I turn the car toward Borgia and get it moving in the past, I could catch him completely unaware. Man. So this is how this whole thing did. We push this back now to this rotating axis. And now we can actually direct it towards where Borgia is. Alright, here goes. Oh man, that was a very good card though. But we still got the glove. Either way.
That was a terrible hit, but both of them will recover in time. They just lost consciousness.
Oh good.
And the glove survived without major damage as well. Which means we can focus on what's really important when we get to Castel del Monte.
Great. I will return to the workshop and make the preparations. You and Giacomo move those to somewhere warm. When they come to, we will be long gone.
Sure, sir. Got it. That was a short chapter. See ya.